Welcome to Soviet Republic Workers and Resources. I think third time I'm recording this because of stupidity. We gonna play this game. For those that don't know it, really complicated city builder. Basically, you do a small mistake, your people gonna die. For example, you're missing a pipe, your people gonna die. You are missing electricity thingy somewhere, your people gonna die. You're gonna understaff your hospitals, your people gonna die. You have to do a lot of things. We are gonna play on a random map. Now, I already pre-generated the map because I did reset a few times because of how it looked. We are gonna play on realistic, hard mode money-wise, realistic enabled. We are gonna play basically everything on enabled or hardest except the global events. I'm actually not sure because it's the third time I'm recording this because of technical stuff. I'm not sure if I enabled global events, but we can look that up really soon. I also put in log according to year, so if a vehicle isn't manufactured anymore, you can't buy it except secondhand, and we are starting in 1960. That was the settings I generated this game. We are gonna open it as I'm recording this. There are a few other saves already, so that's kind of positive. I do have some general idea of the map, or at least the part I already built. This is our republic. Welcome, comrades. We're gonna make this land very great. Or will we? I'm actually not sure. But we are gonna try our best. Now, just for general information, this is our map. We are here. I will say I thought about starting here. I will explain the game while I play it as much as that's sensible. I thought about starting here, also 2 posts. We would have everything we need here, even some space. But I just like this open area down here, and we got 2 electrical connections and 2 large custom houses, so that's pretty great. Resource wise, we do not have geological mapping, nor do we have any of the other advanced industries unlocked, so I don't know where resources are. Now, I did check because I wanted to build here in the other tries for this series, recording tries. I saw that there's some oil here actually, and we are gonna use that. There's some oil here, and I think there's some more oil somewhere here. I'm not sure we're gonna use this one, but we will use this one because I think we can fit more than one on it. I already placed those. But it's just a plan for now as we are playing realistic. Let's also enable snapping there. With 2 times F1 you can enable snapping this way. It's the same down here, and we are gonna try and make this maybe 70. Let's also look straight down so we can see it a little bit better. 70, 72, something like this. And also here 71. I think we're gonna go with 2. I'm not sure this doesn't really make sense, but we'll go with those 2. We got those 2 customs houses. Now, general plan, we can also say that we are probably have a gravel quarry here on this patch, on this stone patch, or here. I'm not very sure about this. It's probably more gonna be like here, but we don't have that much space. Now, basically, for people that don't know the game, you need to provide everything for your republic. So, just for an information, we're playing on realism, and this is a planned economy game. So you're pretty much planning your entire city before you start building. Because that's just the only way of your people surviving and of you building like a bigger city or bigger republic without locking yourself in and stuff like that. So we are gonna spend probably 2, 3, 4 episodes planning just to get the grid down somewhat, and then we are gonna start the time. Basically, we won't need to do that much earlier. Now, how will we do this here? I already decided that I'm gonna have some streets around here. That's basically gonna be our highway. And I also decided that I'm gonna have some streets going somewhere here with the thought of having some railroads here and eventually maybe here for the gravel, for a separate line for gravel, or just more throughput. Now, I think I'm just gonna lay this down for a second. We are gonna go to here, and now, how will we connect this to the customs house? Why am I planning rail, you may ask? That's just because at some point we will use mostly trains because it's just much higher throughput, much faster connections here. It's just the more efficient way of doing cargo in this game, and also people. It's very fast and efficient. So we are gonna have one rail here, one rail here. We are gonna build our town. If we look at F2, you can see the elevation. We are gonna build our city probably here, our first one. And then probably a second one, this, just because it looks very, very nice. And we do have water access for boating stuff outside of the map, and also having all that space basically for industry or cargo stuff with the train to just move stuff around. But we will have our first city here, which also will provide workers for our first money-making industry that is probably gonna go here in between, and our construction team, which will be able to build other cities. If I'm talking about this, I'm talking about like 15-20 episodes in probably. I hope I will even come so far with building. Now, I'm planning for 150-meter trains for the sole purpose of the distribution office. So basically, I'm just gonna explain that. You will have the distribution offices also for rail. They automatically look at where resources, or you can tell them where to look for resources and where resources belong, and they will try and figure it out, how to move them. Now we'll have this, and we will have some kind of storage yard here for trains that are waiting to unload at the customs house. Now let's see what happens if we connect this. This will take quite a lot of space, but I think we'll do this. Now we will wanna be able to connect this to here and this to here. Ideally we wanna have it connect without, yeah, something like this. This will still enable us to place some signals later here, with having 150 meters here. That should be plenty. If I measure this real quick here, it's almost 200 meters. That's our block length, so we wanna use that. If you don't understand everything about trains, I will come to that as soon as it gets important. For now, you need to know there are trains, and they are very efficient at transporting cargo, and we want to set ourselves up for using trains as soon as possible. Now let's see if we can connect this here. There's some green. There we go. Which is perfect. Because now what can we do? We will have our double trains. They will come in on the right side. We'll be able to load, unload, and go back. I also want to incorporate a waiting area here, basically. That is gonna be around 200 meters. I'm not bothering about the length right now. Basically, trains will be able to wait here for a longer period of time on all those tracks. They will be able to basically then go on this here again. And this is really ugly. I'm not bothering with building this really nicely. But what I will do is I will see how much space that actually needs. And I will fix this as we are gonna use this line at some point. And it will go to about this point. So let's see, 200 meters is about here. And I will also reserve this space for a distribution to all that line. Actually, I'm gonna move it 1 or 10 meters back, something like that. Just so we take enough reserve enough space for us to do like a little yard for trains waiting to unload or load. Yeah, that's it. So now our general setup here is gonna be the street. It's going to go here, as I said earlier. We're also actually probably gonna move it in a little closer. Something like this. That will work. I maybe wanna go around this terrain here, so maybe let's go down and see if that actually, that wasn't the way that I wanted it to. Okay, actually it was. Let's see if that works with our train tracks, or if that's too close. That works, is pretty close though, so let's maybe go like this, and we'll use the top one, and we'll snap to the road there. You can also enable or disable snapping to other structures with F4 or down here on the right side. So we can also take this away and we'll go to here. We will maybe need a road going down here, so I kind of would like to keep this area free. So we are gonna take this here and we are gonna try and connect it up around here. Let's see if we can make this a little nicer. Something like this. Now we have to keep in mind we will need trains for our gravel at some point. So let's also keep that area somewhat free. I really don't like not grid-aligned trains. But I mean, why not, right? Something like this will go here. Just so we did plan this out a little bit. That should also be way more than 200 meters, which we need in between here. So we could actually, is it even 400? No, it's not 400, but we could put one signal here, which will speed up flow of traffic a little. Good. That's our basic setup up here. We don't really need to worry about much more for now. I will though build this up just so we know there's gonna be some kind of road. Maybe there's also gonna be a road along here, probably with a bridge, whatever. We'll see about that. Maybe that's actually also a train track going down there, just coming from here to connect up, because we want to have industry here. I already know that, and I'm actually gonna start building this for the reason of I actually don't know how big I want to make the city. At this point, I think it's gonna be around 4 to 5k, so a pretty small one. On the other hand, we really need some people for industry, so I'm not sure if that does make sense. Now let's see. I'm actually gonna not build it here. I'm just gonna go straight from the border connection here. Let's see, something like this. And they will also go much further here. They basically will go forever. Now I'm building everything with dirt roads because we'll upgrade them as we go. Now, do we want to look at power? We could actually look at power. We're gonna build here, so we need quite some space to the industry. So if we build, like, let's say here, we will need. Oh, now I messed that up. If we build like here, we will. This is 200. So if we build an incinerator or something, we need to build it here. So I'm not sure, but I think I'll build the city around here. That's gonna be the distance we will take. Something around here, which will also mean we'll use heat pumps. I'm okay with that. Let's also make sure we get this train set up here done. So we go to around. I'm actually gonna try and do something. We're gonna go like this. We don't need much more, to be honest. Okay. Why did you not? Something like this. And then we will snap this here. And we will build our little rail yard here again. Let's also see if we can make this work. We need some straight pieces here. We need some something like this. Now I absolutely hate this S-curve here. This is not what I wanted to do, but we want to do... How did I do it up here? Yes, I did it like this. So we basically go to here. Now if we put a signal here, I'm actually not sure if this is long enough for what I want to do. And I messed it up again. Let's see. That's 150 meters. That's not long enough. So we are gonna rebuild this slightly. Let's see. Now you already see where this game is going. Yeah, and I will not change the way I play it. Why the fuck? Okay. This game already wants to troll me. Let's see if we can make you work around 50 meters from the border. Yes, I know it's not straight. It's the best we're gonna get it. Now let's go into this diagonally. We don't need that many trains going there, like this, and then we can connect you up here. We can maybe connect you up. Something like this. We also need to be able to go back from here. Something like this is okay with me. And something like this. And if we now were able to put signals here, that should enable us to... Let's see, that's 170 meters. I think that's fine. We'll go with 150 meter trains. I'm gonna make myself do that. Let's also see if we can connect this one up here. We'll also go with, let's see, 200 meters. I'm gonna make those 200 meters for the sole purpose of buffer. I actually don't really need to, but let's go with 200 meters. And I'm gonna fully build this out for the reason that we are gonna build down here with streets, etc. So we wanna have this done. Okay, let's see if we can make all of those straight as yeah, that's exactly what I don't want to do when I'm talking about it. Okay, let's see if we can make those straight like this. That's not straight too. Okay. It's really hard to see with that thing there. This does work, I think. Okay, and we'll go back to here with this. Now that could become a problem, so let's turn off snapping to... Okay. Okay, I will also connect this, go down further. What happened there? Oh, I disabled snapping, that's why. Okay, let's also see if we can connect this one up. We should be able. We can also delete this again, and then we should be able to connect those up just fine. Let's see. Please give me a straight line, because I hate not straight lines. There we go, and now... Why? Please. Okay, let's go a little more straight, like this. That's some great rail done there. Now, I already did it 2 times, that's why this went pretty quick. That's what we're looking at right now. That's underground view. Good. Now, going back to our city plan. We wanna definitely expand those. Let's also look at the grid again. We will use this rail line here. It's gonna be our main line for quite a while. This one is probably gonna be the main line for any expansions. Or that's at least my hope. Now we will need we will look at our measurement tool for a second, and we'll see that we will see if we can get around 400 meters here. That would be here. Now, if we put another 200, and we're at 600. So I think we'll do a junction here, and we'll have one block in between. Because we will have one junction going into our city. Now, we could also do a 4-way junction and have 400 meters in here. I think that's the better option, to be honest. That's why I went with 400 the first time, but I changed my mind, and now changed my mind back. Let's see. Let's go with around 400 meters, which will mean there's no signals on this part of the rail. Now, we will need a rail going in this direction. We can't change that. We need rail going to basically here. So that we can't change. And that is not a straight line. I also don't want to spend any money on terraforming if possible, because in the first few, I think 30 minutes of the game actually running, faster speed, you can terraform even in realistic with money. After that you will need excavators and fuel and stuff. Let's see if this could work. Yes, it's quite steep angles, but I think I'm fine with it. Let's see if we can lay a parallel track on this side. Yes, we can. Let's see. I will go with this. And now we can also put another, we can connect this up here. Something like this. So they are coming in here, going up, coming down here, going up like that. Now we will have the same thing going into this direction for the sole purpose of being able to see if we can make this do the same. Kinda looks off. Is it just me? Yes, I know why it does that. Because this one isn't exactly the same. Do I care that much? Or do I not care that much? Can we make it pretty? This would be 90 degrees. Yeah, so let's do that. Or maybe I was just stupid, but I think that it still looks off. You can also connect two pieces with this tool. Really useful if you want to build large pieces of rail at once. You can't do those at the intersections. But for example, this, we can connect those and they will build all at once. Doesn't matter right now that much, but it will. Now, do we need to go straight into the industrial district? Yes, we definitely want to be able to go straight. We also definitely want to be able to go straight back. We definitely want to be able to go from whatever industry is going to be there to here. Now that's a question. Is this possible, or do we need like another point here to make it work? Yes, we need another point. This will look ugly, but that's okay. We'll do the same thing here at something like this. Oh no, I really can't leave that the way it is there. I really need to do that differently. The first point, something like this. Now it should be, it's almost equal, I'm not sure. Now we also want to be able to go back from here to here, and we also want to be able to go from here to here. Now that's a fully set up four-way intersection. Yes, it's not the most optimal way of doing this, I know. At some point, I think we're gonna do an expressway. It's gonna go underneath and just do something like this. Maybe. So trains can go directly to the border. That's also why we want to have a double track here and a double track here when we are planning for the road. Because, yes, that's going to be our train track going into the city, which is going to be here. It's also going to be our supply of tourists, because I kind of want to have some tourists here, or maybe down here. At the water would kind of be nice to have some hotels there. So we'll need this line, and we will bring this line, and we will connect. We won't connect it up like this. That was a misclick. We will go like this. Now, as you can see, there's a hill there, so this line is kind of funny looking. And it's also mostly temporary, but yes. Okay. Now, what do we do here? We want to have some kind of... If this is our city going from here to here, that's kind of perfect, because we need... those pumps are kind of polluting the area a little bit. So we want to have 250 meters anyway, which is here. So we're pretty much perfect there. That's great. So we'll not build city or maybe some prison and stuff, but mostly we'll build our city here. And we'll not go closer than here anyway, probably even a little less. I'm gonna remove this a little, remove this. We still see it on the ground. But we're not gonna go closer than this to the industrial district because of pollution. But we will need a road going into our city. Now let's just make sure we can get the middle somehow. Let's see, going from here to here. The middle is gonna be here. Okay, so that's our middle if I'm correct. Okay, that was very ugly. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can make it work. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it will help a ton if we actually get the middle. For the reason of that every person that cannot find what they want in the city, they will go wait at a bus stop. If they go there and wait at the bus stop in the middle of town, and they can then find anything they need, they will go there. They will lose 1 hour of their time of waiting at the bus stop, but it basically expands our walking range. It basically doubles it. So if, for example, a person is living here, it can, with the right footpaths, reach here almost, because it's 500 meters. I think you can get around 400 something maybe. And then it will have another 400. They will lose a ton of time, but basically that's what we want to do. I'm also debating with myself if I want to put the road a little to the right, because we will have a bridge here. Now, regarding the bridge, let's go and build that. Yes, I'm gonna expand those just so we are able, or we would be able, to get some more stuff in. I'm thinking about putting the road in here, because it just looks the best, and then maybe do a curve and another curve, or do we want to go straight here? I'm not sure we're able to fit it in here, to be honest. I think we... Wait, let's see. If we would do it here, then this would be... Our highway would be around... The question is if we want to do a 3-wide road in the middle of town to, at some point, do trams going into between here. That's kind of forethought. I'm not sure I want to do that, so... I think we're gonna go with a one road here. Just one road. Our city is not gonna be that big. But what we will do is we'll do a 2-road connection into the city. So we'll have 2 roads going in here. I would love a road here and a road here. Now, what do we need? We need bridges. We do have a lot of bridges. I personally kind of like the concrete bridge. It's also fast. It's 100 kilometers per hour, not like the brick one. And we won't be producing steel or bricks or anything else by the time we will build it. So there's not really a need for like saving the materials. Now let's see if we can bring this up. We need, I think, we only need 7 meters, which is great. Let's put it to 8. Wait. I'm pressing shift to make smaller steps here, but it also makes the camera move faster. So 7 is okay. The question is, how short can we make the stretch to still reach 7? That is actually enough, which is nice, because we can then do something like this. How does that look? Oh, there's no pillar here. Ooh. I think I'm gonna go for the aesthetical reason. I'm gonna go with a little bit longer bridge here and go to... Can we make a pillar here? Because this looks ugly. Let's see. Seems like we can't accept... Oh, we can. Good. see. And then we go straight over. Yes, that looks perfect. And now we will turn around. Oh no, we will go over the cars. Can we maybe turn off snapping for a second there? No, we need to go to here. Yes, and then we can go down to here. Now, how steep do we want to make it? Something like this seems sensible. Now, let's also see if we can make this work. Nope, that's ugly again. Very ugly. Like this. And now the same thing on the other side. Right, so we have one. Oh no, we need to do this one first. So basically we'll do this part. And now, how far back did we go? We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did we go up to here? Yes. And we will go back up here. We'll go over, and yes, this is a very expensive project. We are not gonna build this directly in the beginning, but we wanna have the option of building this to make our area here really accessible for all our vehicles. And this is also gonna be a one-way. We're gonna go 3 forward, and then gonna try and connect them up. So 3 forward, 3 forward, and then connect them up. Okay, so that should be good. Now, how do we connect this into our area? I think we're gonna go with a roundabout. Now we need to keep in mind, this one is coming in, this one is going out, this one is going this direction, and this one in this. So, is there a nice way of doing this? I actually don't think there is, which is kinda annoying. Maybe a large roundabout? Something like this. And this. And then we are gonna go with you. With you. Because my thinking is this is gonna be very annoying to... So wait, we will have you, and you will go into... You will be coming in, you will be going out. Is there a nice way of doing this? If you know it, tell me actually, because I would be very interested. Maybe this is actually the best play we can do, because they will separate. There's no one-way bridges, sadly. There would be the one-way road, but there's no one-way bridges, which means they will have double road, and then they will go into the one-way. I think that's the best way of doing this. Let's see, and then we're gonna slip it in here, and now we can connect it to a roundabout. Now let's also turn off snap to grid to make a roundabout. Which size do we want? I think this, because it's gonna be the biggest ones, and I would kind of like to go after the grid in this city, so yeah. And we said we won't build closer to here, so I think I'm just gonna expand a little bit more into this direction, which would also would enable us to do something more like this. I'm not actually sure this will help, but okay. Now let's turn snapping off again, make the roundabout in here, which will bring our roads to here. And now we take the third one and we take the third one, something like this. And we should be able to connect it up like this, which is very good for our traffic. Now this is not the same. This is definitely not the same, and I absolutely hate it if that happens. Let's see. Nope. Let's see if we can make something work. Let's see if we can make this work. And then we can put it in like this and like this. And now we take the same point. Oh, this is not the same point. This will never work. Okay. Got it. Then I will just not make it work. It's okay. This looks better. Still not good, but it's better. My goal is that the vehicles are never actually slowing down, because they will in tight. Even this will maybe make them slow down. Yeah, we don't want slowing down vehicles. Now, do we want a double road going along in the city? Probably not. I wouldn't know why we would want that. We definitely want to close this gap here. And we want to go until here. And then in here. Now this is a very nice setup. Okay, so we will have our center of our... Do we actually want to build off-grid here? Just to make this going into in the middle? Maybe. That's my plans for grid building out the window. I'm generally not patient enough anyways to do that. I also will try to keep all these episodes below 1 hour, so you can watch those in a meaningful time, while we can also achieve some stuff, because it's a let's play. It will not be any fast edited version of this game, because this game just like the process is as important as the results, and I will definitely do that. Now this looks like, ooh, this looks like a sword. We could actually embrace that and really just make a sword out of it, like with the bigger buildings down here and a huge amount of houses. But it could also look very wrong at that point. So we're not good. Now, what is the actual walking distance? That's a very good question. Let's take a bus stop. That's a very temporary thing I'm actually building right now. But I want to see what the walking range is. Now I'm gonna build the best footpaths, as those are the best ones in the end. We're gonna have two. And I'm just gonna see. So this, what's the fastest they can walk on those? It's 500 meters, which is plenty. Okay. Oh, actually, I would be interested in another type of path, the gravel one, because it's just very, very cheap. That's gonna be plenty. Let's see. Oh, even there they can go 400 meters, which is very good. That's good. I will also restore this again. Now 400 meters, what does that mean? That means from this edge, I will not build here. I think I will really try to keep this area clean. From this area we will be maybe I will not. Maybe I will actually put like water stuff here. But also there's gonna be pollution, so we maybe want to have our water somewhere. Let's see, 400 meters. If we put, we will never use this space, but I'm gonna go with 400. Okay, that would be 400. So we would have a bus stop in here and a train stop here. How far is this? So it's 500, so that's basically perfect. Okay. So we can already, I think, say if we go with 500, we're gonna be a little closer to a problematic town. Could become some problems, but this would kinda work a little better. So we could have like our town here and our tourist district here. Although I maybe want to have the tourist district somewhere here later. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I will also use trams in this, or maybe I will put some more roads down like in a circle here where we can later use trams, and we will not we will not use vehicles on those. I think somewhere around here would be best. I think that's the sweet spot. So we will actually, will we tear it up or will we not? Let's see what we got for a bus stop. I will not build more town than a bus stop for right now. Where are the bus stops? There we are. Tram stop. This is a tram stop. We could also use a tram stop, but it will be too expensive to maintain in the beginning. So we also want to have a platform, I think. Those two have the entrance and exits very weirdly, but and this only has one. We could go with something like this, but I'm not sure if we want to do that. Also, this one is really expensive. Yes, it can hold 200 workers, but it is very expensive. It's 50 tons of bricks and boards, while this does not have brick and boards. It's also, this one is a little bit more gravel, but this also has 6 platforms, so I think we're gonna go with a big one, and I'm gonna put it here in the hopes of actually being able to still connect paths up here, for the reason of being able to do this. So this will be, we will need the best paths on like the arterials of our map. So we will also have a roundabout in here. Do we want to have a roundabout here? I think that would kind of make a good center of town, but also not at all. I'm thinking about how to lay down the... I told we did not plan more town. We won't. But maybe something like this could work very nicely. Now I'm very confused on where we can still... Can we still place... Yes, we can place paths here and here. That's very important. So we could go with a street going back here already? Or is that gonna be too close? I also really would like to make those. Let's see, we need to toggle. We can't have snapping here. Also, any... Okay, let's just make it a little bigger. So we can put a snapping point there, which will enable us to connect them really cleanly. Same goes for here. To make this as straight as possible. Also, as soon as we are gonna build it, it would make sense to try and remove all those. Yes. And then we'll be able to connect this stuff up this way, which will enable very smooth transportation with our passengers. Let's also try and get this to work. Let's get a connection up here. I'm not sure about those parts there. And this will be our basically center of our town. And this will be the maximum. I think we wanna try and let's see, if we place a building here, they can reach until like here. So I think we don't want to go further than here. I think that's the very maximum. Also, we have to keep in mind, if they have to go to here and to here, that's going to be too far. So we will need some kind of diagonal thing, which I don't like that much. So maybe we will actually go a little less far. But if we build a train line, we will have a train line here. Let's also enable snapping again there. If we put a train station down, let's see if we can do that. Train station for citizens. I'm always not sure which one to build. Do I want to have the, like a really large one? Is there one around 150 meters? This is 160. This one is kind of cool. From the DLC there. 170. That's the one we just looked at. What's the difference here? So this one is just much. Oh, this is just a one track. So no, we want a two track, I think. What's the difference there? This one is also 160. 2,000. Oh, it's a little bit more personal, but I don't think we need 2,400 workers. Maybe we will actually. Train platform. I think we will go with this one. Oh, this is more steel. So maybe we are better off with this one. And we will connect it up. So let's also rotate it. So we can put this street up to there. Right? Maybe we should we do that? Yes, I think so. So we will take a road going from here all the way with snapping to here. Then we will remove this stuff here to be able to put the train platform in. Which one did I say? I think this one. No, this one is more steel. This one is just a little bit more gravel and a little bit more concrete and a lot more workdays. But workdays aren't a big concern there. So I think we will go with something like this. Let's see if we can connect this up. I'm really building on the limits now, so let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. But this would work perfectly. This should also be in walking range. If we take those footpaths, we should be able to connect them, and oh, they are not able to reach. Interesting. Oh, I know why they are not able to reach. Probably because of this. Are they now able to reach? Yes, they are, which is good. I think then we are fine. And they should also have a connection here, a connection here, a connection here. Maybe we will not build those yet. I maybe will wait quite a long time to build those, because they split up the paths to be made. So we will have multiple runs of construction office to go here. If we basically have a path coming into, we'll have a node here, so they will do this part and this part separate. While if we do this, they will do everything at once. It's a little faster, and we can't use mechanisms, so like bulldozers and stuff, on too small parts, and we will need people to do it. We kind of want to avoid that. So this is our town area. We will set it up in the next or the one after that episode. This one will be our early industry area. We will bring people via bus in the very early stage, and as soon as we can afford to build this rail line and this connection here, just one, we will be able to bring people via train, which will be much more efficient. Let's also we can already do that. Still got like 1 or 2 minutes left here. Let's already put a crossing in here and a crossing in here. And basically what we will do here too, it's the same. We will put signals in like this, and that's why I wanted to put them in, because that's a problem. So we need to get them a little further, something like this, so we can put a mixed signal here going like this. So we can, regardless on which side the train is coming, it will be able, actually we will do something like this here. I'm very confused. No, we won't. We will do something like this, and then a chain going in here and one going out like this. It's basically going to be our setup on both sides. I will explain signals later at some point, once we will signal all this here, but just for your info. Yeah. So that's some ground plans going on there. I will say at this point, thanks very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this first episode, third time recording it. We are playing Soviet Republic Workers and Resources. If you liked the video, please show me with a like and subscribe, or tell me in the comments, and I will be very happy to read all that stuff. And yeah, we are gonna see each other next time. Bye bye.